Hey guys, it's Rachel here. So today I'm back with another acting video. Today we're talking about something that you guys ask me a lot about. A lot of the emails I get are asking for audition tips and stuff. And a lot of you guys say, oh my gosh, like I have to do this improv audition, or I'm going to an acting workshop and I'm gonna have to do improv and I'm so nervous because I just can't do it. Well girl, I got you. So today we're gonna be talking about improvisation. I'm gonna be giving you some of my best improv tips. So improvisation, what even is it? It just sounds like a long, ugly word. Improvisation, or improv, is basically a scene without a script. So usually when you do a scene for an audition, you get a script to read and you read the line. Well, in improv's case, there is no script. You make up the script yourself. And while that may seem intimidating, improv is actually a lot of fun and it can be easier than you think. So I'm just gonna list off some of my top improv tips that help me a lot when I go to acting workshops and stuff. Because don't worry, it's a natural thing to get nervous with improv because there's not really anything on paper to prepare. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so let's just get started. Never say no. If your partner in the scene asks you a question, they say, oh my gosh, did you steal my lotion? Do not say, no, I didn't. Do not deny the question. Always say yes, because that leads on to something totally different. You may be on a subject with your scene that's kind of dying, and if they ask you that question, it's seriously like a whole nother leeway to start on a whole different story. So instead of, hey, did you steal my lotion? No, it was Rebecca. You would say, yes, and I'm sorry, but I really needed it. My hands were ashy and I look like a potato that has Ebola. And then there you go. Now you're talking about potatoes and Ebola. There's so many different options now to make the scene even better. So never say no, always say yes. Something that is a good base to remember when doing an improv scene in general is to always establish a who, what, and when. That way the audience is clear on what's going on and you actually create a story rather than just lines that mean absolutely nothing. Because you may come into an improv scene and just going all in because you guys created a backstory or something, but the audience doesn't really know that. So maybe you'll say something like, oh my gosh, it's your sister, I'm allowed to borrow stuff. And then that person may reply with, no, Ashley, blah blah blah. So there we're establishing the characters. So I didn't go much in depth about the what aspect, but just make sure you convey to the audience what is happening in this situation and why it's happening. Also, where is a very important one as well. So if you're in Taco Bell, make sure you convey somehow that you're in Taco Bell by either saying it directly or kind of just giving hints. And the same goes for any other setting. In this case's scenario, it was in one of the sisters' bedrooms, I believe I said. So yeah, what and where are also very important to establish. And finally, when is this happening? It goes along with the what thing. Why on earth is this scene being created for these characters? So don't really drill your brain trying to think about that when you're doing an improv scene because that'll just stress you out, but just keep that in mind when you're saying lines and stuff, that you're creating a story. You are telling a story as you're acting these characters out. So when you establish this who, what, and when, it really makes it so the audience can comprehend what's happening better. Be specific with your lines so the audience can visualize it. So maybe we're still going along with the lotion thing. Well, this older sister over here, let's call her Maria, and then we have Ashley like we created. Ashley's got this stolen lotion, right? So why is this lotion such a big deal to Maria? Why is it not okay for her to take it to use it one time? So maybe she starts going on, oh, this is my special lotion, like I have to use it on this sore that the doctor said was disgusting. Then maybe the characters start arguing about why they're sisters and just all this stuff. I don't know, it's kind of hard to explain, but just be specific so the audience can visualize it. In real aspects of life, we find ourselves getting confused at certain things. Girl. So if I'm gonna be watching this scene, I'm gonna be like, seriously, what is up with this lotion? Actions. So this goes for regular scenes as well. We all know that when we are talking in real life, we are not just standing there, oh, why did you take my lotion? Oh, I didn't know. No, we are doing something. So like I can visualize Maria. Maybe she's in Ashley's room like going through all the drawers or something, or she's in her room folding clothes, or she's texting her boyfriend because she's so ticked about the whole situation. And then we have Ashley over here who is probably pacing, or she's smelling these other lotions, planning on how she's gonna steal those. But just always have yourself doing something, because that's what we do naturally. You don't want to just stand there like a stone wall talking. Talk! Don't be short. I find myself in improv scenes, if I'm getting nervous or something, I always want to cut off my sentences and kind of just let the other person create the story, because it just seems easier that way to kind of rebound on what they say. But the story won't get created unless both of you are contributing equal amounts. And being an actor, you don't want your partner to be dominating the scene. Like, girl, no, you are amazing. So just don't be short with your sentences. Always be helping your partner out, because it is a scene. As much as we want to take over these characters, we know that it is an improv scene. You know that as you're doing it. So just give your partner something to work with and create the story better. Bring in the past. So maybe Maria is gonna say something like, oh my gosh, this is always happening. I remember that one time you stole my foundation and it wasn't even the right color and you looked awful at your dance. And then here we have Ashley gonna be defending herself like, oh my gosh, I did not look awful. I look banging at that homecoming. And see? There we go, a whole nother story to rebound off of. There's all these little things that you can do to kind of lead into a bigger, better story. And one of those is definitely thinking in the past. So try to think about something that that character may have gone through in the past related to this sort of thing. Stay in the character's point of view. As much as you might get nervous during this scene, or you kind of want to crack a joke, maybe something that you rehearsed or something that you think might be funny. Once you get into this scene, you have embodied a totally different character. So just make sure you stay in that character the whole time. And that can kind of be difficult sometimes with improv, because you don't have a chance to prepare and really embody that character. You kind of sometimes even just go to an improv scene without even knowing who your character is at all. You just kind of go in there with an open mind and see what happens. But just make sure once you create that character that you stay in that point of view the whole time. Go line by line with improv. Don't think too much into what you're gonna say next, because improv is all about listening. It literally forces you to listen because you don't know what your scene partner is going to say next. So they may end up saying something that you did not expect them to, and in that case, forget what you're going to say and just keep going. Line by line, just follow the story. Don't be afraid to say something out of the box. I feel like a lot of times when we're doing scenes and stuff, we always want to stay to the normal of what we're used to doing, because that's what we're used to doing. But literally with improv, you have the world in your hands. Anything can happen, and literally everything is available to you. So maybe at these sisters' house, they randomly find a fish on the floor, and then they discover that their basement is literally an aquarium. Guess what? That can happen because it's improv. Improv is literally amazing in that way, because you can create any kind of story you want to. Literally, everything is at your hands, so don't be afraid to be weird. Embrace the weird. And finally, don't be nervous. Easier said than done, I know. But like I said, a lot of you guys freak out to me because you're like, I don't know how to do improv. Well, going into improv, there is a lot of people that don't know what to do because we honestly don't know what's gonna happen. Like I said, this scene can go anywhere into something that you never would have expected it to. But the great thing about improv is that it doesn't have to be perfect, and you can almost kind of make it your own. And like I said, it forces you to listen. So you don't really have to worry about the technicalities like you would if you were reading off of a page, like not being too stiff or memorizing your line. Just stay calm and let it happen naturally. Just say what you think should come next, according to what the last line was. Trust me. You got this. It will not be as nerve-wracking as you think it will be. So I hope some of these tips possibly made you guys a little less nervous, because you maybe know what to expect, or some things that you can kind of remember as you're doing your scene so you don't freak out. I've been wanting to do this sort of video for a long time, and I don't know why I haven't yet, because you guys asked me about this a lot, but I'm glad that I finally got to it. And like I said, I hope it helped you guys, and I hope you enjoyed. If you did like this video, please give it a thumbs up. That would mean a lot to me. Also, Also, leave me a comment down below with any video requests you have or any questions I'm happy to answer. Also, subscribe to this channel for weekly acting videos and follow me on Twitter if you want. But I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys. And as for acting, I feel like this is a question I get asked a lot, is just, what are you doing now with acting? What have been your most recent experiences? This thing is literally bigger than I am.